Hey everyone, welcome back. Craig with Single Length School, and today we're going to talk about radius of gyration. What the hell is that? All right, so if you're new to the channel or haven't yet done so, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notifications bell right beside it. And don't forget, go give us a follow on social media, Facebook and Instagram, it's at Single Length School, and over on Twitter, it's at One Length School. And head over to singlelengthschool.com, sign up for our newsletter. Across all those channels, we're giving you daily updates on some great deals on golf equipment and golf products. And you can always sign up for lessons at singlelengthschool.com. So as I mentioned, we're talking about radius of gyration today. What the hell is that? Well, you guys might know it better as RAD or RAD speed, and it's Cobra's new lineup that's coming out in 2021. And unfortunately, I don't get to test it because I'm not big enough yet for Cobra to take notice. Although, when it comes to single length or one length irons, you either find Bryson, Mike Shy, Chris Como, or me. So, Cobra, come on, what are we waiting on? So, Cobra's new RAD or radius of gyration line of golf clubs was announced earlier this week, and like I said, I don't get to test them, but I want to give you guys my first impressions of what I've seen, what I've read, and some of the reviews that I've watched, you know, from some of the lucky guys that get to test this stuff. So let's start at the top of the family with the drivers. And what's unique about the RAD lineup is they're actually giving some more options. So last year with the Speed Zone, you had the Speed Zone or the Speed Zone Extreme. Well, this year there's actually 3 different models and a 4th that is available for you guys to purchase. So the first thing you have is you have the RAD Driver, then you have the RAD XB, the RAD XD, and then the secret one, which really isn't a secret, but it'll be out there, is the RAD, and I'm going to call it the RAD Bryson. So the first thing I noticed looking at some photos and checking out some reviews is these things look a lot like something I've seen before. Compare them with the Speed Zone. 2, 3. I'm in the house and I'm in the house bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. What in the hell just happened? Had some fun with the daughter and thought, hey, why not? Let's add it out there for everybody to see. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Back to the video. So again, there's something that triggers, and I've seen those, or deja vu thought process in my head. And when you look at these compared to the Speed Zone driver, even the F9, there's a lot of similarities, more so to the Speed Zone because some of the differences from the F9 to the Speed Zone. But the color scheme's changed. There's a couple little tweaks in there. So what are my thoughts? Well, I don't know, but I do like the fact that there's 3 different versions of it. So the RAD is going to be something traditional that really lines up with the Speed Zone or the F9. The weighting system is similar. The adjustment on the hosel is similar. And except for color difference, it's pretty much one and the same with the Speed Zone. Now, this year they have the RAD XB. And the XB stands for Extreme Back, which means a lot of weight is set in the back of the club. And they did the same thing last year with the Speed Zone Extreme. So again, it's kind of a lineup with the Speed Zone, with the RAD, and then the Speed Zone Extreme with the RAD XB. But this year they added in one more, and it's something Cobra hasn't done for a long time. Now, the other big guys, the TaylorMades, the Pings, they've offered what they call a D-type or a draw bias driver. Cobra hasn't done it for a few years. Well, it's back, and that's what the XD stands for. So not only is the weight back in the driver, the weight's also more towards the heel of the driver and more inside to help give you a more draw bias swing. Now, does it work? I don't know because I don't get to test it. Hopefully someday soon I will. Maybe I can get to a fitter or someone that has some stuff to test, and when I do so, I will take you guys along with me. But it's yet to be seen, but for those of you guys that have a slice, this could be a great option. If you have a slight fade that you want to turn into a slight draw, could this be the driver that does it? Yet to be seen, but possibly. And then let's talk about the fourth option of the RAD drivers, which is, as I said, the RAD Bryson model. The RAD Bryson model is actually really unique. We all know that Bryson's been testing a 48-inch driver at 5.5 degrees aloft. Well, that's exactly what you're getting with the RAD Bryson model. So you guys will have to keep a look on that, and you know, if it's something I get to test down the line as well, hell, I'll give it a shot. I don't care. But for you guys that really want to hit it further and really push the limits of what you can do with a driver, I think that's going to be the model for you. All right, so now let's switch over and talk about the Fairway Woods. Much like the drivers, there's 3 models. Now the naming's a little bit different. You have the Tour, the Big Tour, and then the XD. Again, all RAD. The Tour and the Big Tour, just like the drivers, very similar with the idea of the Speed Zone Woods. They had the Tour, the Big Tour. The big difference this year is they've added the XD, a wood that's set up for a draw bias, the same as the XD driver. And I think aside from that, guys, everything's really the same as what we talked about with the drivers. The difference is it's in the woods. And again, they look very similar to the Speed Zones, just some color changes. I'm sure there's some technical differences in there, but they are pretty easy on the eyes, so to speak. But how would I know? Cobra, you didn't send them to me. I haven't been able to see them in person yet. So now, let's get into the next part of the RAD lineup, the hybrids. And again, the hybrid from Cobra really hasn't changed much over the last few years. The F9, the Speed Zone, and now the RAD, they look very similar. They also come in the 1-length option for the hybrids as well. And I'm sure there's going to be some different lofts for you guys out there. The hosel is not adjustable, just as in the past. You buy it at a set degree. You can't change your loft on the hybrids. And then let's jump into the irons. Let's take a look. You've got the RAD and the RAD 1-lengths. That's where I come in, the 1-length irons. Imagine that. But again, I don't get to test them because Cobra won't send them to me. So the first thing I noticed looking at some of the pictures with the RAD irons is, damn, they look just like the Speed Zones. And I mean almost to the T. They still have that same carbon fiber insert on the top of the club. The back of the club still looks very similar to the Speed Zones, but there are some differences. This is where we actually see a progression from Cobra away from the Speed Zone. So as I said, the drivers, the woods, the hybrids look very similar to the Speed Zone models. The difference in the irons comes in a few forms. The first thing is the irons are actually developed with 3D printing technology. Now, we've seen the 3D technology from Cobra before with the MIM irons that they released earlier this year. So they're making some ground and doing a lot of testing and putting a lot of trust into the 3D metal printing world. And it's yet to be seen how fruitful it's going to be for Cobra, but hey, they're giving it a shot when no one else is. And that's kind of been Cobra's MO, is really pushing the limits and doing things that no other company is doing. They're the only big company that offers 1-length, but hey, they forget about me sometimes. So Cobra likes to push the boundaries a little bit. Not only did they go 3D printing, but they've also kind of adapted or incorporated another idea that some of the other guys have been using, and that's a screw in the toe of the club. Now, the screw in the toe is a little bit different than what some of the other companies are doing from what I understand of the RAD irons. The screw is more of a weight. It's not in there just to keep foam that's sprayed into the club. It's more to balance out the club and help you improve your strikes and hit better shots and further shots. So it's kind of cool looking. I actually do like the idea of the weight in the toe of the iron, especially if you're somebody, and if it is, I haven't confirmed it yet, but if that weight is interchangeable, there's a lot of things you can do to help a golfer get better by changing the weight in the toe of a club. If you leave it lighter, then what's going to happen is guys that hook the ball a lot because that toe comes closed because they're a little toe heavy, if you put a lighter screw in there, there's a better chance that face opens up and they're not hooking it to the left. Now, if you're someone that has a slice and that toe's staying open when you swing your irons, maybe putting in a heavier weight helps close that toe a little bit more. So there's a lot of options with that screw in there, and like I said, I haven't confirmed it, but my gut tells me that screw may be interchangeable to help guys either close or open the club face depending on what their issues are when they're swinging. Which I really like, because rather than change your swing, if you can change a weight to help you correct a slice or a hook, I'm all for it. Now, one of the other things that is supposedly in the rad irons, or one of the benefits of the rad irons, I should say, is they're supposedly lighter than the Speed Zone irons. Now, again, I haven't had a chance to get my hands on them to really weigh them and compare them, and I didn't even get a chance to get my hands on the Speed Zones either, but hopefully, that changes soon. Cobra, you can really make that change soon. But we'll see where it goes and what happens with it. Now, as I said, I'm hoping that some of the guys in my area can get their hands on some. I can get out there and get things tested and really give you guys some feedback. Of course, most of you here that subscribe to the channel are really interested in the one length irons, and as am I, but I'm really excited for the whole lineup and really want to get my hands out there to test it and see what happens. But guys, that's all I've got, and that's all I've been able to gather from what's been out there and some of the reviews that are out there. And it's hard for me to give you guys my honest opinion because I don't get to test the clubs yet. I am not in with Cobra like that yet. Cobra, let's make it happen real soon. But when I get there, it'll be a great day for all of us. It'll be a great day for the one length guys out there that really want to know the ins and outs and what the new Cobras are like. So guys, like I said, that's all I've got here. Feel free, go check out some of the YouTubers out there, the other guys that did get their hands on it to review, especially the drivers. Nobody that I saw really had the chance to hit the irons yet. But other than that, guys, that's all I'm going to be able to give you on a review of the new Cobra stuff. I wanted to get it out to you because I know I'm going to be inundated with questions all about the irons, all about the new lineup. So I figured I'd beat you guys to the punch, get a video out for you guys, letting you know I don't have them to test, but these are what I've seen and these are my thoughts. So that'll do it, guys. Remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Hit the notifications bell down below. Hit the subscribe button down below. Go give us a follow on social media. Check out our daily deals, singlelengthschool.com. As always, our goal is to help you golf smarter, not harder. And with that being said, I'm out. Good luck, and I'll see you in the fairways.